Welcome, guys, and this is going to be our Week 11 and 12 recap. And joined with me today is going to be my guest host, Stoobings.
Hey, gang.
Yeah. So the first thing he wanted me to know about this is that you definitely don't have an L in your name.
Yeah, not quite.
Not quite. So,
I and L do look similar.
the thing is, if he ever catches me saying the name wrong, I gotta do something. I don't know what, but all I get corrected is the correct answer. Um,
You're wrong.
Looking at the schedule today is going to be our Week 11. So starting it off with Thick, Rich, and Creamy taking a tie with Fells with Cotadel. Oh, I should have let you pronounce that one.
Fell with Coadal. I've never even tried to say that before.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, look at this. We got Straight Up Flatulence taking a 2 over the Draftworld Day Laborers. What do you have to think about that match, man?
Lots of opportunities to punch some humans, and it was a lot of fun. I don't think I did too much permanent damage to him, so it was a good game, though.
Well, seems like he got nothing out of it, with 4 armor breaks and his only SPP going to Helmet,
Yep.
who seems to be injured.
I think Helmet won on his first chainsaw roll and got himself out of the game, maybe, or that might have been someone else. But I'm pretty sure he failed a chainsaw roll and didn't do anything. And I think he was out turn 2. So, yeah.
Okay. Chainsaws, boys and girls, you gotta use as fouling pieces usually, you know? These guys don't want to get hit or hit themselves. So, that seems like a pretty good match for you, all things considered.
Yeah, it went pretty well.
Next is the Nightmare on Elf Street, losing to the unaccompanied Minnows, and I know Debt Monkey's been making a run at playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's been quite interesting seeing him come up from out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then, poor Knights of Court and Panda are just getting thrashed around here with the Team Speak crew, and their trophiness just getting a few touchdowns.
Yeah. Probably eating some loner peasants alive because, I mean, his bench is not long, and he's had a tough run.
Yeah. He's definitely some of our unspoken heroes for just staying in and
Yeah.
keeping up with it.
Just being a good sport and trudging along.
So, Vort, we respect you here, okay?
Big time.
So, next is a tie with Sunken Crypt Lords and Nurgle's Fistally Transmitted Diseases. I don't think I was expecting this one. I was expecting Nurgle to probably win it.
Yeah, I agree, especially with all of the Nurgle bash potential. The Sunken Crypt Lords has a lot of skilled zombies and not a whole lot else going for it. So
they don't have any like positional weight, especially on mummies. They're just fresh.
Yeah, it might have been just a case of, I know the Nurgle's been having issues just with their bash game, so it just might have been keeping on with the trend of just not getting the hits they need. So
yep. Well, Culinary Delights getting thrashed by the Communist Frat Party. I didn't see this one, but do you know what happened there?
I'm not sure. I know Communist Frat Party's got some pretty decent positionals, and Culinary Delights is pretty vanilla with not a whole lot of removing potential. So that might have been the case. He just probably wasn't getting people off the pitch, and then the catchers were probably running around and being annoying because Communist Frat Party's got a pretty nice catcher that can get the ball out of your hands.
Yeah. I think Culinary Delights are like a control chaos team, so they're definitely not a weak team. They're just they don't have that removal potential like you said,
right,
which is what's holding them back, you think. I can understand that. And then Roasted Garlic Triscuits taking a 1-3 against the Cash Crew. Honestly, sounds like a fun game there with those crazy coaches just trying to do crazy things. I think I saw this one, and McSkippy almost had a 2-2 draw. It was going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think I caught the tail end of that one, too.
I think he tripped on some diving tackle, and that's what sealed the deal, though.
Yep.
So, It was a fun match to watch, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy stuff happened. So, that's our Week 11 report. Switching over to Week 12 now. And then we get Nurgle taking a 1-0 against the Fells with Cotadal. And if I remember, this is because he went out traveling and couldn't make it.
Yeah, some nice MVPs, I guess, for him. Or, I mean, he gets some free SPP, so those might not be the representative MVPs on there. But, yeah. Too bad he couldn't play it, but...
Yeah. Because that would have been interesting, because, you know, how he always talks about beating up elves, and then we didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, and even that high elf team was kind of in the runnings, too, but I think that kind of took him out of it for playoffs.
Yeah. But, sad he couldn't do it, but at least he's still trying to get it done. It's
Right.
surprising, too, considering that was a 2-week period, but, you know, with Christmas and then...
It's the holidays. Yeah.
I can't blame him.
Right.
And then a tie between the Teamster crew versus the Communist frat party. From going to getting lots of touchdowns to a draw. That's a bit surprising. Don't know much that happened here.
I mean, he's got a bunch of tackles, so, I mean, who knows? Maybe the catchers weren't getting around
Looks
as
like
much.
the humans got a ton of SPP from just doing like 3 different injuries, but
Not true.
not much for the Teamster crew.
Nope.
So that's interesting. Looking down, we got Cash Crew taking a 1 over the unaccompanied Minnows, which it's I guess was favored toward the Cash Crew, but I felt like this could have been the upset match if there was going to be one for the humans.
Yeah, I believe the Minos might have been down a Bull Centaur 2 that game. Oh no, they're down this next game. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so I mean, Cascrew's just a really solid team, so I think he's favored going to most of these matchups this season, but
Yeah.
pretty good game.
He definitely played his money well in the offseason.
Yep. Call them the Yankees.
Yeah. And then Dracwell Day Laborer is taking it 2 over the Roasted Garlic Triscuits. So, sounds like humans just humaning on poor McSkippy.
Yeah.
Because they're so fast.
They sure are.
Thick, Rich, and Creamy losing to the Culinary Delights. And was that because of the lightning bolt that killed Hannibal Barker?
He was the scoring threat on that turn. So yeah. So he killed the scoring threat of the drive, so he wasn't scoring, and then he killed his best player. So I'm sure that was just the snowball effect there.
Yeah, really rough for Thick, Rich, and Creamy.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
Yeah. So he's going to have a fun time trying to rebuild from that.
Mm-hmm.
Then next we got you again, and you're taking the win over the Sunken Grip Lords. How do you feel that match went?
It was violent. If you look at the match report, I had 2 deaths, he had 2 deaths. I had a minus strength, so basically 3 deaths. I had a Chaos Warrior that was apoed from dead into a miss next game, so it was a really, really violent game. I'll be going in next week hurting a little bit, but...
Well, I mean, at least it's not on a playoff time if you get there, because you're considering contention there, so you just need to kind of coast through this, and hopefully you get all your MNGs and your bench back.
Right, yeah. I'm not too worried about the result of next game as long as I can get out of it alive, so...
Okay. So, last one is the Nightmare on Elf Street, elfing it up on the Knight's Court and Panda. I was expecting this one to probably be like a 2-3, considering these teams do like to score a bit, but the Elves just seem to turn it up to 11 on them.
Elves got a lot of SPP, so might have been some injuries thrown around there too, so...
Yeah. And just seeing his minus strength blocker on this team, I don't know why you keep it.
I don't know why he's still alive. I tried to kill him too.
Taking the MVP like a silly man. So, that's pretty good. Got some stuff going on in this last week. So, we're going to look at some stuff. Sorry, just had family talk to me. So, for this last week, I'm going to have your predictions on what happens, and I'll take my own. So, Unaccompanied Minnows versus Fells with Cotodol.
Could be the I mean, I would expect the Minos to come out with it. Personally, they just got such strong positionals.
I'm going to say the High Elves, considering he's missing one of those great bull centaurs.
Oh, true. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that. So potentially, yeah. Um, I still think I might pull for the Minos here, though.
Okay. So now we got Trackwell Day Laborers versus TeamSpeak Crew version 4. I'm guessing that's gonna be a tie.
I'd say that's pretty likely. Let's see. I'm gonna look at TeamSpeak Crew's guys here just real quick because I can't remember what his bulls look like.
His bulls are pretty average. Nothing too special.
Yeah, they're pretty average. So yeah, I would probably expect a tie as well, honestly.
Then we got Thick, Rich, and Creamy versus Nurgle's FTDs.
I think Nurgle's coming out of that one. Gonna go pretty well.
You know, I think Jimmy Burrito is gonna mess him up with those normal flesh golems, or those pretty awesome flesh golems. They're not normal.
That's true.
He does still have a werewolf, and a werewolf can be protected more and do more BS.
Yeah. He's definitely got some nice Nerdle warriors on his team to at least remove the zombies and then make everything else not too threatening too. So,
Yeah.
as well as a tackle Pestigore to clean up some ghouls.
Plus, you know, I think Headlord Salt, or Sauce as you know him on Discord, will definitely do well in the Devastational if he does bad here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
his time to shine.
Yep.
Now we're coming up to your next game with Straight Up Flatulence versus Communist Frat Party. Who do you think is going to win that one? And, do you have anything to say to your opponent?
You know, I almost favor him, but I now have a new threat in that I have a leaping wrestle agility 4 beastman, so maybe he'll make a difference. So I'd probably say, you know, keep an eye out for him, Nocturnal, because he'll probably just be leaping over your lines and going for that gross thrower that you have.
So you're calling it as you're going to win this one?
I'm thinking a tie, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's now what's in front of you in camera, so you got that to look forward to.
Yep.
So, looking at Nightmare on Elf Street and the Cash Crew Part 2, I think this is the Cash Crews to win.
Agreed.
It's just Nightmare on Elf Street is kind of heavily block oriented, and with all the diving tackle, it's going to make it hard to move pieces.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
So it's just going to be a bit rough. Now this is a toss-up right here. Knights of Corn Panda versus Roasted Garlic Triscuits. And I think Bretts are usually quite good against lizards, but considering that the Bretts are beat up and the lizards are kind of a bit smashed, I think I'm going to call it still Knights of Corn Panda's game to win.
Oh, yep. I was going to say the same thing as well. He's going in with only 5 stores too, and yeah, a lot of skinks. So I'd say Knights of Corn Panda as well.
Yeah. So, looking down at the last one, we got the Culinary Delights versus the Sunken Crypt Lords. I think the Delights might do it with their guard, but I think Undead could just easily smash them too, so I'm going to actually call this one for the Undead.
I'm kind of leaning that way too. He's got a nice white blitzer, and then he's just going to be sticking those mummies in his face to try and at least kill some beastmen and just work his way down, kind of like what he did with me. So I'd kind of favor the Undead in this one as well.
Okay. So hopefully a lot of you can prove us wrong, and we'll see how that ends up. So we're going to do a quick overview of each team. I'm not going to be looking at all of the stuff on here, just the new stuff. And I kind of know what the new stuff is. So first we'll look at the Roasted Garlic Triscuits. So he does have a bank of 180k, so he's 30k over. And his Saurus may be a bit beat up, but there's still good Saurus in there.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he's going to want to just try to play out the best of this season and not keep the team, I would just replace his Saurus that's missing next game.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's not in playoff contention, so might as well, right?
Yeah, he can do that, or if he wants to keep the team, I can always understand 5 SPP on a Saurus being nice. But
yeah, true.
Let's see. Is it just missing next game, or is he actually nickeled or something?
Just an MNG.
Just missing next game. So, you might want to replace him. Um, I think the stand firm on the Crocs is new since I've last seen. And guard stand firm Crocs are just amazing. They
Yeah,
get
I
really
believe.
annoying. You're just like, oh, look, I have a tail and guard. Hurt eater.
Yeah.
I think break tackle would be better, or a great next normal, just so he can keep doing what he does.
Right.
Then all the skinks, and I mean all of them are here. Diving tackle catch, just what?
There's some odd combinations. I mean, I like
It's
the
doing
jump up
something.
sure hands, I guess, but the diving tackle catch is a little odd.
Yeah, I think he should have used some sidestep and just been really annoying marker.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think with how Skippy plays, he needs some sure feet and some just normal catch skinks because he does like doing handoffs and stuff
Hmm.
and moving around. I do like the sure hands on that jump up skink though. I don't think I would take jump up as a skill on him unless he makes something really weird that could actually use it, but it's an interesting pick at least.
Yeah, I think I'd only throw jump up on like that diving tackle skink once he had sidestep later on or something.
Yeah, that's a definitely good course for it.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I want to see if this team can do something before its final game of this season.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're going to go to the Cash Crew. And he's obviously a bad team. Look, he's playing humans. Nothing goes right. Look at that agility one lineman. I always love pointing him out because I actually like him.
Right. He's just gonna do what you need him to do. He's not gonna be doing anything too fancy other than standing up and getting punched and providing assists. So
If he gets an extra level, he might get doubles for stand firm. And
yeah,
then
not too bad.
you're done.
Right.
Do you see anything that's new?
Man, not really. He's got so much SPP on all his positionals. He probably doesn't
Stanford
level him
over.
up too often.
That's what
Oh,
happened.
true. Yeah.
So now he's doing what I was saying to do with the Crocs over there on Miss Skippy's team. And he's just sitting places and running away to sit in other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really, I think this team has one more game before he gets like 3 different level ups. Because he has a blitzer that's 4 away. He has a lineman that's 2 away. And then he could probably rush someone else up from a closer spot, like the 44 out of 51, if he has a really good game.
Right.
So I really like this team. And this is how you do humans. You just roll stat ups and doubles.
Yeah. Teach me.
So moving on to our next one. We got Nocturnal, sorry, the Communist Frat Party. And his thrower's doing stuff.
Hmm.
I remember he was just a wee lad, and then he got accurate.
I really like. I mean, I love how like they kind of have a contrast between their different human teams, and he
Yeah.
goes for the throw game, and it's. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
Just kind of the versatility of it.
Yeah, and then also this is like the best carrying thrower I've ever seen.
Hmm.
If he could just roll like an agility, he would be a set thrower.
He'd be amazing. He would be just an amazing player.
Also, I could see Fend if he gets more normals.
True.
So that's the one cool thing I like. Also, he has a strip baller now with his wrestle tackle catcher.
Yeah.
So that's a good 3 skills just to pile on everywhere. And I like it.
Yeah.
And then I think
Yeah,
his
that-
other one just picked up sidestep.
Yeah, that catcher, the strip ball tackle wrestle guy, has been a big problem in our division. I'm pretty sure. So, at least I have sure hands this next game, so he won't be as annoying. But he's still going to be plenty annoying.
Yep, I think strip ball is also sometimes underrated because your sure hands can and will be knocked out of a game.
Hmm.
So it's always a chance for him just to go, oh, I have this catcher.
Right.
And then looking at it, his killer's about to level again. I think for that next level, Juggernaut would be a cool pick, or Frenzy, depending on how he likes to play his blitzers.
Yeah. Frenzy might be where I would go with it myself.
And then he doesn't look too bad for replacing 2 blitzers. got him guard really quick, and he's got enough guard on this human team.
Yeah,
So
plenty.
I think he's doing all right. His ogre also going down the guard break tackle route, and it's pretty good. Moving on to the next one, we got Nurgle's FTDs. Who are just giving all the inducements away.
Right. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's a really solid like Nurgle team.
I think he just replaced a Blodge. No, I didn't. What Pestor did he just replace?
I'm not sure. Might have been another rookie. I don't know.
Oh, it was Wrestler, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Also, he got rid of the Wrestle Claw sometime here. I don't
I don't
remember
know if he
where, but he
died
had
or-
Wrestle Claw.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
So, his Beast and Nurgle, I think it's time to toss it. It's not gotten his level off 3 level, or not gotten a block on 3 levels, and you're not getting any cool doubles. Those guys level up fast, and he's just floating you up for nothing.
Yeah,
So
I
would
mean he's
replace
got.
it right now and skill it up during the Devastational.
Yeah, I think that's worth considering.
Because they're 140k, so he's trimming off 60k. So that'll be a 1750 Nurgle team now. And I still think he can do very well.
Agreed.
So he finally got block on his Mighty Blow tackle guy. I think that just makes me really mad seeing him get tackle before block. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I guess makes him a little better for knocking down a guy that has block already. I guess.
Yeah. Though looking, he does only have him tackle. Or him with tackle. There's no other secondary person. Like, I would actually like to see a block tackle Rodder on this team. They're really good for getting a couple normals on them. And you could spare one to not get dirty player.
Right. I mean, they got the Agi 3, so I mean, they can make that dodge to make a play with the tackle every once in a while. So why not?
Yeah, it's just having multiple for elves. Because you don't kill elves without tackle.
Yeah, not a whole lot of elves to deal with here, but if he had been, I mean, even with Devastational or if he made a playoff run, we'd probably run into more elves eventually, so be worth having it.
Yep. Now, going back to our next team, we got Chaos Dwarves with Puck Stop in Team Speed Crew version 4. I think things to note are that's a new Blodge Bull Centaur with Break Tackle. So it's a pretty good one now. He's finally gotten one that's actually doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And his other one picked up Mighty Blow recently. So he finally has a nice Blitzer and a nice Spell Carrier.
Yeah.
Also, new other things are a Stand Firm piece on his Chaos Dwarf. Just Claw Mighty Blow, Stand Firm. I don't care for the Stand Firm too much. I think I would have picked up a different skill. I don't know which though.
I might do Grab just to make fouling potential.
Grab, especially after you Claw Mighty Blow. Or go Pylon. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I think he didn't like Pylon himself, I guess, just because he didn't like taking away all the even more movement from a movement 4 guy. But I find that like that with Chaos Dwarves, you're going to be in the middle of a big scrum anyways, so losing that movement is a big deal. You can generally make another blitz next turn because you're probably going to be standing next to another guy anyways.
Yep. Plus, now he's going to kick himself in the side if he rolls doubles, and he could have got jump up.
Yeah, true.
But the also other new thing is I think there's another Mighty Blow Guard Dwarf. And a
Always
Dodge Hobgoblin. What are you doing over here, man? That's Guard right there. Why do you take Dodge?
I guess I might have done Dodge myself too. I'm always kind of iffy on getting the Hobgoblins in with Guard because they're always the prime target. But more Guard is always good too, though.
They're a target, yes, but I mean, you get Guard for a little bit on a little AV7 piece, and it feels good until it's dead, and then you don't care.
That's true.
So, That's my thoughts on it.
Guard's king.
And he does have 60k TV bloat in his bank, so this is a 1600 team, and I would say it's a very efficient 1600 team.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Could use maybe maybe one extra double on a mighty blow blocker, but
Yeah,
pretty
two
standard.
claw would be pretty good.
Yeah.
So he's doing pretty good. I still think he needs pile on one of those claw pieces, or his only claw piece.
Yeah, I would have gone that route myself too. So I agree.
So moving on, we got the other Chaos Dwarves with unaccompanied minus. So seeing he is a 1550 team, and he is missing his star Bull Centaur with plus agility, so no ball carrier for him, and he's minus armor. Definitely not a retiring entry though.
No, yeah, especially since he's got Blodge and and then he's a ball carrier, so hopefully he's not taking too many hits anyways. So yeah.
I think that was just unfortunate crinkle during a game. Just probably broken off something silly too. I don't know if it was a killer or if it's just, that one block that someone had tackled to hit him with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Pretty unfortunate though.
Yeah. And then here we got, I remember I was complaining about this team and how its Chaos Dwarves were built, and now I think he's flipped it on its head. And he's gotten guard. 4 of them. Still not enough, but he's gotten more. And then he's got a claw palm, another claw in the starts, two stand firm ones with mighty blow and guard. It's finally gotten to where he needs it.
Yeah, I'm still like in the grab position where maybe one of these guys take grab just to make better fouls, but it looks pretty good.
I think one of the stand firm pieces can pick up grab next. It's definitely one of those lower priority things because guard and mighty blow are very important. And then when you roll claw, you obviously have to get mighty blow.
Right.
The one thing I don't think he needs is more pile on, since he's got one pile on Chorf.
But, agreed.
Because you're going to be using one blitz anyway. You're going to be blitzing the whole time with him, in my head. Or just maneuvering with a Bull Centaur anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's definitely doing some good stuff with this team.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got the Dracul Day Laborers with Moniker. He's a pretty high TV human team too. At 1810, has a lot of money, so he's probably going for the off season. As I think about it now. Jeez, I keep looking at that blitzer with agility 5 blodge. Ugh. That's all I can say. And then I don't think I've seen too much difference besides his strip ball on the catcher. That's it. But I like it because it's definitely a great piece to do it on. Now he's agility 4 and he's strength 3, so now he's going for 1 dice. It's definitely going to be interesting. Next skill should be tackle, in my opinion, though.
Yep, I'd say so as well.
Or sidestep, because he has strip ball. So,
true.
It's definitely going to be interesting. Nothing really else that's changed since this last time. Mog's not gotten a level, and I'm sad about it. So, moving on. We got Jimmy Burrito with Thick, Rich, and Creamy. And let us relive the Romans from anxiety. It's just an H. But we're missing Hannibal Barker here.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he's rolling in next game with an 11-man squad. He's probably saving up for that other...
He has enough money. Aren't they at 110?
I think...
Or are they 120?
I think they're 120. I think.
They're 120 because that's all normals on the other one.
Yeah. Yep.
So, he's just 10k off. So, I think my theory here is he is feeding ghouls, but the ghouls don't keep your wolves that strong and healthy. So he should have been eating flesh golems. He was using ghouls, and now he couldn't sustain himself when he got bolted and died.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my theory. But, even though a wolf died, I would still say this team has enough to win. It's got the best flesh golems I've ever seen on a team. And then it's got enough from its whites. The ghouls are very lacking, but oh well. And the one thing I
Right.
think his zombies need is a dirty player. He definitely
Yeah.
wants to block zombies, and I understand a couple, but you need a dirty player.
Yeah. I mean, my first level on a zombie is always dirty player
Hmm.
for the first one at least.
Yeah, you can get a dirty player kick zombie, or you split it up how you like. I just don't think he should have just kept going block.
Hmm.
But, jeez, this poor guy losing that.
You know, I can't feel too bad. He had him for a run. Yeah, at least he had him. All
Yep.
good things come to an end.
It's true, but I'm sure he'll make something else as disgusting.
Right.
So
Now he's got an opportunity to roll doubles for a wolf now.
that is true. So now we got this crazy team called Straight Up Flatulence.
Hmm. Man, I'm hurting right now, but I'm still in decent shape. I don't really have a bench going in next game, so that's not great. My secondary killer died, and I'm trying to build this level 2 Chaos Warrior into my second killer, but it's been a slog just trying to get touchdowns on these Chaos Warriors.
I can believe it. 5 movement is just, it feels not fast enough.
Well, yeah, and then I want those strength 4 pieces to support the scrum in the middle of the field, so it's always a little tougher. But
Well, let's also talk about the good stuff. You got leap on your agility one.
yeah, that's
Wrestle.
exciting.
So that's gonna be awesome. What skill are you planning on taking next?
Uh,
Strip ball or tackle?
I don't know. I might just go long legs, to be honest, to make him more reliable for the leap. Wrestles, but I'd probably do tackle before I did strip ball. I'm still up in the air about it, but if I make him a better leaper, he's also a better offensive threat too,
Yeah.
because I can hand it off to him and he can jump over the line and
Score.
make some plays that way too.
I think I would get him tackle, then very long legs. Personally.
Yeah. Because it gives him more utility, and he's already a decent leaper by this point too. So,
Yeah. I think strip ball is just not a priority enough for this. Because sure, you're going to probably run into a couple teams without sure hands, be like, darn, if only I had strip ball, but you're probably going to jump in quite a few cages with sure hands at this point. And I always count just about 5 levels in as where your player's career is going to end. And getting the legend is never easy, so he can get strip ball then, but on a support piece, I don't see him ever making it that far.
yeah.
So, the things I do like about your team is that you have 2 nice tackle pieces, and then you got some silly stuff.
Yeah. The back end blow will probably get Frenzy if he levels sometime soon. Colin Bullen, I'd probably give him Mighty Blow just so I can start building. He'll be the elf killer, just so I can have a secondary killer going on. And otherwise, gonna get Mighty Blow on all those Chaos Warriors except for the Blodge piece. So we just get Guard next.
Yep. Now, what was your thoughts on putting the plus strength on back end blowout? Did you just immediately snap it up and you're like, oh, this is awesome, or are you having a few regrets, or?
It's nice having the strength, but he is bloaty. With the movement, I was gonna make him my designated surfer. I was gonna give him frenzy after that movement in the first place, but once he got the strength, I'm like, okay, I guess he can still be a threat, and then I'll give him frenzy later, but it's gonna be tough getting him there.
One thing is, I think plus movement's a bit underrated on the Beastman because it's only move 7, but move 7 lets you be a great safety. So I probably would have made him a tackle piece at this point. Well, if I rolled the strength, I probably would have snapped it up too, but just if he was, tackle after that point, he could easily reach around, and 3 tackle on a KS team's about where you want to be.
Yeah, so my plan was after the movement, I was like, he can do frenzy. If he rolls doubles, I give him diving tackle and then into tackle, but I just snatched up the strength because it's nice having more strength.
Yep. Can't blame me there. So, what about your Chaos Warriors? You feeling like they're lacking, or?
Yeah, they're lacking. I had a block guard guy that was like at 29, and he got killed earlier this season. So it's been pretty underwhelming with the Chaos Warriors.
Yep. I think secondary killer Chaos Warrior is definitely going to be the right choice, like we were talking about earlier.
Hmm.
And then getting Trouser Trumpet just fed all the TVs, and trying to get guard on him would be nice.
Yeah.
So there's a thing with Chaos Warriors where I feel they can either get stuck at block guard forever, or they take like different skills and will get some like weird and it works out and get some SPP. And this is
Hmm.
definitely a team based on your Beastmen, not your Warriors, I see.
And that's not the case that I want. The Beastmen like to eat up the MVPs, so
Yeah.
got to make them useful.
Well, I mean, at least every MVP on a Beastman, you're still not like saying, "Oh man, this is terrible."
Right.
It's just, "Oh, cool, they're closer to leveling."
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, last game I lost some pretty decent Beastmen too, because I lost a guard one, I lost my secondary killer, and I think I just lost a rookie. But it was a painful game.
You know, the nice thing is you got trimmed.
Yeah.
Maybe not trimmed in the best places, but you got trimmed.
Right.
So, moving on from your team, we're going to be going to Nightmare on Elf Street. And he still has a ton of block on these elves, man.
Yeah, I would have picked up a lot more dodge beforehand, I think, but
Yep. The one cool thing I see is he finally got Strip Ball on the Juggernaut Witch.
yeah, that's nice.
So, he's finally living the dream over there. Doing surfing and just stealing balls. I think the next skill that Witch Elf needs is probably Leap. Just get in there. Doesn't really need Wrestle since it's the Juggernaut.
Right.
It'll be interesting. Probably not going to live past that point, but you'll win a game. And this runner is just weird. I get that what it's trying to do, but if you're going to put Nerves of Steel, I don't think Dodge is the best next choice, because if you put on Nerves of Steel, you're wanting to throw the ball anyway, and Dodge makes it so you're not getting any like passing skills.
Yeah, true.
So why make it more survivable if you're going to throw the ball away?
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think that would have been an ample time for pass there.
Agreed.
And then I think he's doing good on lots of other fronts. Starting to just get injured people. I think Boba Fett's like double niggle or something at this point, or was he removed already?
His blitzers are nice.
Oh yeah, he's double niggled. Smashed knees, man. Just that guy needs to be fired. I get he's close to leveling, but double niggled doesn't stay.
Yeah, he's not worth it at all.
Yeah. Heck, you can even afford to replace him, and then he's going down a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. You have any thoughts on this team besides that?
Like I said, his blitzers are pretty dang solid. He likes to make the pass plays. I know that from playing him. So yeah, all he has to do is not roll ones, I guess.
Sounds right. He did get a lot of dodge at least, so he's doing something. Okay, moving on to our last few teams on this list. So, Knights of Corn Panda. He's gotten a strength up since I've last seen him on his blitzers, so that's a bit nice. He's finally getting someone coming back to his blitzers. I think we lost another blocker, because I remember he had 3.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh no. At least he finally got a dirty player. We got there. May only have 5 peasants, but you know what? I think he's just needing to buy more peasants. Don't even replace your blockers at this point. Just buy.
Team has gotten larger since I looked at it last, to be honest, so.
And he can buy a bench now, so. Getting number 12 was never a bad idea. But, geez, his team is very shredded. Doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I mean, all the SVPs sitting on the blitzers, which is fine.
Yeah. But I mean, just losing his third guard, he's definitely going to be outbashed. One of his guards strength 2. So I would maybe consider firing him unless you want that bench really bad.
Yeah, and that guy's going to be getting punched by lizards with Mighty Blow next game too. So
Well, actually, if he's against lizards, then it doesn't really matter too much, unless they put 1 assist and 3 die him.
yeah,
So it's not even that big of a deal for that. I was more talking about normal matches where it's just, oh yeah, I get 2 died for free. So it's a bit rough, but I think he's gonna finish out the season pretty okay.
yeah, I'd say so
And
too.
I would hope re-roll, man. Just do it.
Yeah,
You can run into me. We can have a dandy time. I don't see you being too sad about leaving this team. Unless you are, then I'm sorry for being rude. So that's my thoughts on his team. Got Sun Grip Lords. They're 1460 now. Did they lose any zombies?
they gained one.
They gained one. Scootin' and tootin'.
Yeah, I killed one of his zombies and I killed a ghoul last game.
Okay, so that's why we got new Rib Snatcher. Man, I wish he would actually name him in. But how'd you feel about those guard zombies?
I mean, they got. That. Yeah, guard on zombies is good. I think he's got too many block zombies. Personally, or he did. I think I killed one of them, but just too much development on the zombies. I think, and just not getting. There's just not enough sitting on the mummies. But I know he's had like 2 mummy deaths this year already. So
Yeah. He does have a chance to level up his mummy to level 2. Man, that sounds depressing. And maybe get his white some more SVP, get him somewhere. But his killer white looks pretty mean.
Yeah, I think that.
From tackle.
I think the other white died like 2 games ago too. So he's had a lot of restarting to do with some of his players. So I can't fault him on just not having a lot of SVP on stuff.
The good news is that keeps them at very trim TV, and that's where Undead typically do best at.
Sure.
They get some decent stuff. So, moving on, we got Culinary Delights. And where did his Chaos Warriors go?
They died.
Oh, I see, Okay. It's a bit rough. Yeah.
Does have a killer now, but no extra blocking skills to make him too threatening.
Yeah, I think one thing he's going to be running into is just he only has like 5 people with block or wrestle. He's going to be turning over a lot again.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of rookie chaos problems that you're happy to be rid of at one point, but now he's back to the point where blocking is a risk.
Yeah, he's got to make sure to block smart, and then if he can feed a couple touchdowns, he's going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a rough ride where he's at, though.
Yeah.
Things that are new on this team are, I think his block guard just got Mighty Blow, or it's had it. I think the minus utility is new, at least.
I think that guy might have been like that for a bit.
Yeah.
I believe.
Maybe.
The 2 heads is one of the more recent things.
Oh, yeah. 2 heads. Didn't even see that. That's, I'm not sure if I like it or not. I might have taken, like, I probably didn't roll double, so you can't get dodge, but maybe, like, fend?
I might have done arms first, but...
Oh, you're right. That's what I usually take. Extra arms, 2+ pickups are great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely a nice thing to pick up relatively soon in their lifetime. Mm-hmm. He does have a nice little killer in the makes. He's got Mighty Blow Claw, and now he's just rushing for block. Unless he's crazy and will go pile on and tackle and stuff.
I don't think he could afford that by this point. I think he needs to make him safer.
And then we finally got a dodge goat in there. I think he's going to be ball carrying too and just turn into a blodge for, like, after 2 touchdowns. Then maybe make another guard piece since he's low, or do something else silly. Maybe make another tackler with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's new with this team. Definitely not fun losing 2 Chaos Warriors, though.
No, that sucks.
Then we got Fellows with Codadel, Not for Science. does have 200k in the bank, so he's a little bit bloated. But this
still a
IL
lot of
team-
TV.
Just awesome thrower. Other thrower needs to be sacked, I feel, but
Yeah.
I guess he wants to keep 12 players and keep money for the market. So, a catcher with minus movement, definitely okay to use still. But considering he's the only catcher, definitely needs a new one.
Right.
So he's probably saving up for a new one on the market, I believe. Because that's usually why he would hold 200k.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has all the guard. All of it. He's hoarding it on those line elves.
Yeah, he's got. That's like not even bad bloat. I mean, the stat ups are in decent places, like with decent skills. Like stat up with wrestle is nice, and
Yeah.
then
It definitely wasn't great spots in their as first things, but then you can plan after it, and it's usually pretty well.
yeah, if they're alive and then they get these skills, then they're good players.
Yeah. And then just his guard pieces getting skills and stuff, and I think his team's like one skill off a bunch of players, and then this is like the most disgusting high elf team.
That it's a high elf team that's like 200, like 2,200 TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's where you want them if you keep them alive there.
Yeah.
Usually this is where wizards start attritioning you out. Just you go zap, and there's my leap guard lineman. I know Arch feels that one still. So, definitely making waves over here. Now, last thing for this division is we're going to take a little look at the leaderboard and see how people are doing. So, this does have 3 playoff spots. And looking at from the top, we got JJ Cash at 10-2-0. I think that's definitely locked in for first place.
That's locked. Yeah.
Can't dethrone him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an undefeated season for him, so hopefully someone defeats him, and then I can eat my words. But it's probably going to be a draw at least, I would think. And then we got you up in second place. Now, how many points do you have?
Let's see, 27? I think I'm locked as well, regardless if I lose and if one of those.
But you can drop down to third if I remember correctly.
Can I? Maybe.
Actually, maybe not, considering
I
you're 2
don't
wins
think so. Yeah.
No, you're definitely locked for second, looking at now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess, Dead Monkey's the only one in a contested playoff spot, and it's literally anyone's game there.
I think all the way down 3 or 4 other teams, yeah.
Yep, because he's only 1 point ahead from the frat party. And then Puck stops like a couple points behind there, or 8 point.
I think Puckstop needs to win, and the other guys need to lose for him to qualify.
Yep. But all in all, most of the people here I've seen had a good season. Past, I would probably say the Undead team, which 11 people actually having, decent matches around. You're winning some, you're losing some. Mm-hmm. But then you have the few that take some losses.
Yeah.
Overall, I think that's a pretty decent season. I just don't ever like when you see a couple people just take it all, and it's from like week 6 that they're going to take it all still.
Right. Yeah, this has been a tight season the whole time, so it's been a good time.
You've had something to talk about besides JJ.
Yeah.
So
he's probably been talked about the least. We just kind of like, oh yeah, JJ's up there still.
Yeah. Yep. So moving on, we're gonna be going to 5A and looking at some of their teams. Actually, we're gonna be looking at the board. So there's gonna be one game that's unplayed, and I think I still know how that turns out. But looking at week 11, I'm going to see that the Lizard Beasts took 2 over the Fallen Wanderers, which this is going to be Lizard versus Amazon, so it's a bit surprising, especially since the Lizards are quite aggressive, and they will just try to steal balls, score, and punch with Subsaurus maybe. It doesn't have a lot of block to deal with stuff.
Gotcha.
And then
I see the TV differential is pretty substantial from that too.
Yeah. Then we got the Grody Greens taking a 1 over the Wellington Shadow Society. I believe that is a concede win. And it's just admined out. Yeah.
Sure.
So, I think the Wellington Shadow Society has just been unable to play any games recently, and that's kind of how it's gone.
Gotcha.
Now, this match right here for Week 11 is big. Tribu Urbana versus Tooth and Fist. I know Michaels was on here last time complaining about elves and stuff and how he hates them. And this is why, just some pro-elfed on his Necro. And that's a big win there, because that takes him up to first, I believe, in this division.
Well,
Then we got Mutants in Human Clothing taking concede win over the Merciless Avengers because his computer is still dead. And I think it's still dead for the next week.
no, that's too bad.
So, that's Boondy Bard just getting free stuff with his Underworld team. Now, a big game here, well, bigger on the bottom end of the table, is Common Consulting taking the 2-1 win against the Wayside Wondermongers. 'Cause it turns out when your Khemri finally gets skills, they win. And the humans are very fast. And then I know he has a very nice player on here, and we'll get to him later. A cool thing to see is Drunkywood taking a 3-1 over the Fogmire Fen Beasts. So, Drunkhead finally got to do some elfing on people. And definitely made some nice touchdowns here. And then, what I don't know how this happened is the Barfar Voyagers taking a loss against the Weenie Green Meanies when they're a dwarf team against goblins.
Interesting.
I'm going to guess that stuff happened, and maybe the Barfar Voyagers just wanted to punch goblins, and then goblins got flung.
That'd be an interesting one to watch a replay on, I think.
It's still there. So, moving on, I think we got to Week 12 now. Wayside Wondermongers taking a 2-1 win against the Lizard Beasts. And, jeez, Trunkhead just elves some more, man. Got a 3-0 against that Underworld team with Spoony Bard. And then, a tie versus the Barkvar Voyagers and Trooper Urbana, which are near the top. I think the Barkvar dropped a little bit. We'll check the leaderboard in a second. Then we got the Grody Greens, the Nurgle team, beating the Weenie Green Meanies. So, that's probably one of the expected results of Punch Goblin dies, win game.
Yep.
Fallen Wonders doing some Amazon stuff to the Fen Beasts and taking a 3-1. Common Consulting and Wellington Shadow Society depends if I forgot who's the coach for that, but
I think it's Stringer.
Yeah,
Bell.
Stringer Bell, if he comes back and makes it. So far, I haven't heard anything on it. And then to the Mist getting the concede win there. So, for these playoff predictions, or not playoff predictions, but match week predictions, because I don't want to do playoff stuff when it's right there. We got Trunkywood versus the Lizard Beasts. I'm going to say Trunkywood.
Probably Trunkywood, yeah. From what I'm seeing on Trunkhead's team, yeah, looks pretty solid.
Yeah, he finally got all his elf skills, and it's doing good. And then we got the Wayside Wondermongers versus the Barfar Voyagers. I'm going to say I want to give it to the dwarves, but I want the humans to win. So I'm still going to say the dwarves.
Yeah, I'd say the dwarves too.
Yeah, you'll see why I want the humans to win. They're just funny. We got the Mutants in Human Clothing versus the Weenie Green Meanies. I'm going to say Spoony Bard's going to get a 3-0 on this one with the Mutants in Human Clothing.
Yeah, it sounds likely. I don't know how much. Yeah, he's got a tackle Skaven Blitzer, so I'm sure he'll be just running around eating some goblins.
Yep, it'll be a fun treat. Got Tribu Urbana versus the Fogmire Fen Beasts. I think that's going to be our leader Pro Elves taking it. And hopefully those Fen Beasts, decide to smash this team before playoffs. That'd be cool. And we got some Nurgle versus Khemri. I'm going to put this one on Nurgle. I think Khemri have had a great last part of the season. but then the Nurgle will have Claw for the Khemri.
Yeah, and then he always got Foul Appearance to just make it so you don't even hit anyone. So.
And then the match that Fall's probably been dreading is definitely going to be a concede win, so no Chorfin versus Amazons. Then we got maybe another concede win, and if not, I'm going to give this one to Tooth and Fist versus the Wellington Shadow Society. So, I think that's going to be our last two there.
Gotcha.
Going to look at the leaderboard real quick, and like I said, True Urbana is definitely locked in, I would say, for playoffs. Not sure if it's first place, considering he's 1 point down from Michaels. 1 point up from Michaels. So, depending on if he draws and Michaels wins, he can jump in there. Then we got the Grody Greens with our third place here, which he did come up from, I would like to say 6th place, and has just been shredding some people.
How many playoff spots do they get?
I believe they get 2.
2. Okay.
So I think he's definitely in contention too, considering he's 2 points behind Michaels. And then we get to Mutants in Him and Clothing, which are 2 behind him. So I think Spoonie Bar could get to 3rd place, but he can't get to 2nd. So the Grody Greens are the only one that I think are contention.
Yeah.
With Michaels. Yeah, so even if the Grody Greens win, they're tied with True Urbana if they just take a loss. So I think it would go to TD differential, and I think the Elves definitely have that.
Have to look at that later. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. Because I know those Elves like to score. But you're going to look at the leaderboard, and I'm going to talk a little bit about people. Mutants in Human Clothing used to actually be the leader, and then finally people got block and tackle, and they started going down because Underworld generally make that awesome low TV stuff, not so awesome mid TV. Raider, he definitely came up from the bottom and just started winning, and has made it a very respectable 5th place at this point with 6-3-3. He can still go up and down a little bit, but I would say for a first season, that's definitely a great place to start at. Then Trunkywood, after probably being one of the lower teams, probably in 11th or 12th, he just had his stride now. And he got a lot of dodge, he's got some tackle, he has a movement 9 blitzer. It's all good. And then Fall used to be an early leader. Dropped off a bit just because, Amazons are getting punched. And people have the skills to deal with them. Fogmire Fenbeasts were, I think they were higher table at the beginning of the season. Taking a 4-3-5 is about average, I would say. Because you're not expected to win them all.
Right, and I'm guessing Lizards are getting to the point where everyone else are getting skills, and the Saurus might be getting a little slower than everyone else, so...
Yeah, that's definitely one of the problems on these teams. Their Saurus aren't making it while their Skinks can. And then... Common Consulting. Lizard Beasts. They have a Saurus problem. They're doing really stupid plays that work, but the stupid plays are only for Skinks touchdowns and stuff, and you don't get much good stuff out of Skink touchdowns when your Saurus are lacking. Mm-hmm. Common Consulting definitely was, I would like to say 13th place, and just made the comeback after getting some Mighty Blow and some tackle. It's just gotten faster and faster, and his Tomb Guardians got leveled ups, his Blitzeras got leveled ups. I think maybe a level up on a Thora in there, and he can make stuff happen now.
Yeah, I'm sure you just come in with low expectations for your first Khemri season and just kind of build it up, and then once you get moving, your next season will be nice.
Yeah. We're going to be skipping Owen because he did drop with computer issues.
Oh, unfortunate.
And then Philosophical. His Wayside Wondermongers may have not won too many games, but they sure did make a cool team. They're very fast humans, and you'll see that in a bit, and I'm glad he stuck with it. Seems like he's having some fun. And the Wellington Shadow Society have been missing a few games, and that's why we have a bad record here. I think it could have pulled up to middle of the table.
Gotcha.
And the Weenie Green Meanies. Poor de Schuttenheim has played the Inducement Goblin so hard. He's gotten a win and a draw, but as you can see, 10 losses is definitely not fun. But he does have a nice chainsaw, as we'll get to.
I was say, I hope for his sake he's at least been able to do some damage.
So I think we'll start it off from the beginning with Lizard Beasts. 1280, so he's actually gone down in TV if I remember correctly. Maybe missing something. Oh, he's missing a big something.
A good skink.
I would say he's missing his his nice Crocs.
Oh, Crocs too. Oh yeah.
And only has
And
5 Saurus.
And a Saurus. So ouch.
I think you replace the Saurus before your Croc, so especially if you have the money now. But we're gonna be looking down here, and this is seeing where he has a block guard Saurus. It's not great. It's armor 8. You're gonna have to deal with it, but he only has 2 decent Saurus and 1 block one, so he definitely would have to block more with his Saurus and try to feed a touchdown at this point. Hope for good MVPs. And then we got a slew of skinks. Just all of them. And we have a niggled minus movement star agility skink. Get a block plus movement. He's about to get his next level. And I hope for his sake is sure feet. Or sidestep. And a sneaky get. And a sure hand sprint. Minus move.
If I was in his position, yeah, save up for the Saurus, like get the Saurus, save up for the Crocs, and then fire some of these skinks, just because you don't need too many skinks. I'd say just have loner skinks, if anything, at some point. But, I mean, it's fine with them now. Might as well have them, but get rid of them at some point.
I'd agree with that. So, moving on, we got Braider with the Barbed Wire Voyagers. And his team got spooky. It's got 4 stat-ups, and he's made some elves, some really strong. Does what it wants to accomplish, and that is punch stuff and then bully you with stats. One thing he is lacking is Lion Dwarf levels. Sorry, Longbeard levels, and he needs some guard on them.
I'd say that too. Need a little bit more guard.
But everything else is just... He's got stats where he wants them, and it's going to be pretty nice next season if he keeps with it.
Great.
We got some Fogmire Fenbeasts. And, okay, I misremembered this team. I think his problem was that he took Dodge Saurus first.
I could see why that would be an issue.
Yeah, and then also he has a Saurus at the bottom. Don't ask me why. I ask him to move him up every time. But,
That's funny.
Yeah. So, his Saurus actually are doing pretty good, now that I remember it correctly. 2 block Mighty Blows. I think he could have used a block tackle, but he's got the tackle now. And then just, I would not take dodge first on a Saurus ever.
No, agreed.
I mean, it sure is cool when they get blodge, and you're like, hee hee hee, you can't touch me. But, whew, that's a long ride.
It's just, it's almost always got to be block. So, I mean, I'm fine with doing maybe Mighty Blow first every once in a while, but just get the block. Don't roll the 1-9s and just be happy.
Now, this is a coach that does not like 1-9s. As you can see, he has a Mighty Blowsaurus first. He's been leveled since the other 2 got block, but I don't think he uses it as much. Because he's like, oh, they don't have block, so I'm not going to punch with this guy. So I think he needs to either restart the Saurus or commit more to actually blocking with him and using a couple blitzes and putting him in a spot where he can hit more. Because you're going to roll 1-9s, it's going to suck, but you got to use the Mighty Blow. This is why some people say block killers are great.
Yeah, otherwise he's just praying for an MVP on that guy. Because he won't be getting much SPP otherwise.
And we get to see his skinks, and I think they're kind of fine. Even that minus movement one with leader.
Yeah, they're pretty standard.
Yep. He's just missing a next game, and it's pretty good. As for new stuff, I think tackle's the new stuff I see. That's about it. And a guard Crocs. So he's finally got a guard.
That's where you want it.
Yeah. Moving on, we're going to go to Trunkywood. He's now at 1630. And looking at it, he's got lineman again. Iron Trunk was his only surviving lineman from like the first roster. And he's definitely gotten a nice bit of skills. Blodge Agility 5 is nothing to scoff at. But I think I would have put Wrestle instead of Block. That could just be me. Then the Witch Elves, he was telling me in Discord last time I reported that I think a Witch Elf died, and then they just haven't been able to get skills because they would get sacked before they could score. The real stars of the show are his Blitzers. With okay Blodge tackle ones, which, you know, they're kind of standard. He's got diving tackle before sidestep. I don't think I agree with that. Blodge step probably would have been better at that point, and then to diving tackle if he wants it.
Yeah.
But I can still see the value in it. Then we get to Mr. Movement 9. I love Mr. Movement 9.
That's nice. Nice having a one-turn scoring threat without having to use like your
witches.
I mean your witches, because they can just frenzy him up the field anyways. So.
Yep. So that's awesome. And then I think it's just the most appropriate one to get the plus movement.
You know? Indiana Trump.
So it's definitely awesome on that front. Then he's now got a second Agility 5, seeing that he's got his Mighty Blow one. Getting Agility 5, I don't know what he's going to do with it, honestly. What do you do with the Agility 5 Blitzer?
Oh yeah, it's a little tougher
jumping.
Killer, right?
Maybe you get tackle on him and you try to just cage dive. But I thought that was the point of the lineman. Who I would put Wrestle on still. And then put Leap. So he's got some interesting stuff going on. Does he have a bench yet? No, I think he's had a roster of 11 players. So what I would do if I was Trunkhead, I think I would actually just buy an extra line elf. Go up to 1700, but you have 12 elves.
Right.
So that's my idea of what he should do. But he's definitely pulled back from having a bad season at the beginning to having a good one. Now we get to go visit the Weenie Green Meanies, who hopefully still have their chainsaw.
They sure do.
They do. Now, he's a little beat up. He's always my favorite to point out because, you know, he had a minus armor, and then he got the minus move because he had a minus armor. But, I mean, I don't think you can ever replace him since he got Dirty Player, but... You know.
Right.
The good news is he has a block Pogoer now. So, now he can do some silly stuff with the handoff. You hand it to the Pogoer, you go downfield, and you hope and you trust in Blodge.
That's a lot of fun.
Guard Trolls, Sidestep Goblins, no bench. No
yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
No Apothecary.
I'm guessing a Fanatic or two died here and there too at some point. So
yeah. I mean, Fanatics are pretty cheap, to be honest. Only at 70k.
Yeah.
It's that he actually doesn't replace guys, and I think he spends inducement money with his bank. So, he plays the real Goblin game, and I appreciate it. And then, now we get to one of my favorite teams with the Wayside Wondermongers. They're wonderful. And now, I want you to look at that thrower.
Wow.
Just, could you want any more from him besides block?
That's pretty wild.
Just, he's so statty. But what does what's made up with this player is definitely lacking in other players, because then we get plus movement on some other blitzers, and one's taking a minus movement. One has jump up, which doesn't have any kill skills yet, so it's gonna be a while before he gets it.
Yeah, definitely needs some guard.
Blitzer there. 2 guard throughout the whole team, and one's his kick, and it's minus armor. And then he has a niggled lineman. So I think I would replace the lineman at this point. Not the guard one, because you're going to keep him until he dies, but
Yeah.
a nickel one he can definitely replace, or he can go and buy a bench, or buy an even bigger bench is what I should say.
Say so too.
It's definitely an interesting team, and it's got some stuff going for it. And he's keeping his catcher even though he's minus movement. So that's interesting too. It's good to see that he's keeping with the season, having some fun.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
we
pieces-
get to...
With a throw piece like that, you get to have fun.
Yeah, just, hey, I'm an elf. Hey, I'm actually a black orc too. Hey, I'm actually an elf again because I'm really fast still. He was moving 7 and agility 4 after playing with one of mine of those. It's definitely fun because you finally get to maneuver around and then throw the ball.
Right.
So now we get to go to Spoony Bard with mutants in human clothing. He likes
cool.
to keep a track of how much SPP he's lost, I guess, still. And 61 SPP with 7 bodies in the grave.
Huh.
And now we get to some spooky underworld, with one being a wrestle horns goblin.
Yeah, that's
got two
cool.
ones,
I
big
like that.
hand, got a Raj rat, which that's a new wrestle skill because I was dissing his just normal dodge. I still don't think it's the most efficient use of what he could have had because he could have wrestle tackle for 10k cheaper.
Yeah.
And he did have an agility 5 thrower, and then it got niggled and he ditched it. Still mad about it. So he's gonna have to deal with his his block extra arms one, and that's gonna get a level soon, so that'll be cool. Then what did his blitzer take? Is that a missing next game? Yep. So he's gonna be down 1 strength 3 positional with all the kill skills. Forgot who his last opponent was, but you know, we'll have to check that out again in a bit.
Yeah, he's got the goblins this week, so I mean,
Oh, he doesn't really need it then.
yeah, I don't think it's too necessary.
Yeah, the only nice part would have been it has block and it's strength 3, but yeah, he's got some other block.
Just lets him focus on maybe get some SPP on this other blitzer next game.
Yep. So I want to just know if Spoony Bart's going to keep this team, because Underworld is definitely one of those teams where it can definitely go worse the longer it goes.
I think he does. I think this is solid.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's a solid Underworld team, but I'm just saying, maybe after next season it's not going to be as viable because there's tackle spam.
True.
But he's doing good now, and that's all that matters. Moving on, we got Hipster with Trooper Urbana. And where we get to look at some gross stuff. Jeez, 85 SPP in one season on a guy.
Wow, he must be throwing a lot of passes and making a lot of touchdowns.
Well, he gets touchdowns and he has Mighty Blow. So
True.
that's where it all works out. Because he's a plus movement, Mighty Blow, and then everything else. Didn't get pile on, sadly, but it's definitely good enough. Then we got some nice linemen. Got a guard, got a dodge, got a wrestle. And I don't know why he's holding on to this bank bloat, especially since he's not going to be able to buy anything in the offseason unless he's trading. Because Pro Elves don't have any collective drops for him. So I can't pick him up from the market when they're not there. But Blodge Guard Blitzer is definitely nice, and just having another Blodge is cool. I think he could really use some more Blitzer level ups, though. So maybe getting his Blodge Blitzer just a throw and a touchdown. It's not that hard. And then get him another skill before going into playoffs.
Right.
And then he did lose a thrower, so he also needs the touchdown to get, like, sure hands or something. Moving on, we got the Grody Greens with Lazarus Diggs. He has some extra bank bloat, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. His Beast and Nurgle, 1 point away from getting his next level. And if it got block, I think he would get bountied immediately.
Yeah, that's gross. That's just the bane of all elves right there.
Yeah. Where this team does lack, though, is its warriors. Besides one. Having 2 unskilled and 1 block, it's just... You're not doing much with them. You don't have any guard. You're just depending on even a Rodder with strength and guard.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yep. The things I do like, though, is that he does have a movement 7 Sure Hands. I think the Sure Hands is definitely new from the last time I've seen it. So he's doing some good stuff there. He's got a nice little killer, a fresh goat, and a wrestle goat. So he definitely has the mix that Nurgle needs. Scorer, killer, wrestler, and then he can even do a frenzy. Or another killer.
Yeah.
Then just having a strength up Rodder I think is kind of unnecessary. I would have maybe just put extra guard. Because it's a high TV team anyways. And just putting 50k on a 40k piece is a bit inefficient.
Yeah, I agree. Guard all the way.
Other than that, pretty solid team, and he's definitely having a good season with them. So moving on, we got the Fallen Wanderers. And they finally got accurate on their thrower. So it throws kind of like an elf.
Yeah.
But it's better to be just strong arm because accurate actually helps you out with everything else for human stuff. Then I think one of his main reasons was he was doing so good was because he had a lot of guard, and that's kind of dropped off a bit. So now he's having to do some other elfy stuff,
Yeah.
which is cool. Only 1 killer too. Next stuff we have is sidestep on a blitzer first. I just don't feel is right, even on doubles.
Yeah.
Just he has stand firm. Why do you need sidestep blitzer? Especially without any skills to keep it going. Like I might have just thrown Mighty Blow to level it up faster.
True.
So that's a bit of a toss-up for me. I wouldn't have done it, but he did it. Also things that are odd is that's a diving catcher. Though looking at his thrower, it makes sense. I just think it's silly.
I mean, by that point, the thrower probably won't even be inaccurate very often, so, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's finally gotten to where it pays off, but it was definitely a weird first skill. I think block was definitely solid, but sidestep should come next.
Yeah, agreed.
Then we got a dirty player block lineman. Think he needed wrestle instead of block, considering he already knew he had dirty player on it.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Then the wrestlers I agree with. I think he could use one more and then he's pretty much where the team needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
He also needs to eliminate some of that bank bloat by buying cheerleaders and firing them. Save himself 60k.
Yep.
And we're going to be skipping Stringer Bell because he hasn't actually played any games in a while. Going to Tooth and Fist. And this is some of our division leaders. And his wolves aren't that scary. Besides the Mighty Blow Agility one. But it has an eagle.
Yeah. No blodge means he's a pretty tempting target, so.
Now for this team. This coach particularly doesn't care about flesh golems. So they're definitely his throwaway piece, and that's why his werewolves are allowed to live a bit.
Makes sense.
Though his ghouls do take a bit away from his werewolves, in that it's definitely his best piece, and it's going to die soon. I just hope he knows that. It's just one of those things. No regen, armor 7, doesn't have apothecary access. It can and will leave you.
Yeah.
But at least he has a werewolf to counter or count upon. Then his bites are pretty So
yeah,
that's about it for this.
I'm not a huge fan of having even 2 ghouls myself. But I do see the practicality in having 2.
Yeah. It's that I think if these weren't skilled, I definitely would only use 1. But considering they're skilled, they're better than fielding zombies.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting on seeing how a coach can either care about positionals, not care about certain positionals, and how it works out. So moving on to the next one, we got Owen, but we're going to skip him. So it's going to go to Common Consulting. So he's right-sizing Blood Bowl teams, and he's getting levels. So as you can see, he likes a certain skill a lot. Maybe a little bit Mighty Blow,
Why not?
But I know a lot of people like first skill Mighty Blow on Tomb Guardians. I think they still need guard somewhere. Like, one guy has to take guard. So now you're not letting your skeletons do much, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But he's definitely making killers, and that's what he's doing.
Right, and he's sitting on a guy that, depending on what he rolled, just take the guard next level, so.
Yeah. Guard's definitely nice, then stand firm. Unless they roll a double, in which you always take block. Next double, either dodge or tackle, depending on what you fancy. Nice things is that his Thrower's got a couple skills. I think you could use a leader one next. Because they really don't get too many skills before they're done with what they do.
Right.
And then, just seeing he has a couple dirty player skeletons, I think he'd use a block frenzy one. Because even though they're moving at 5, you do have a little positioning you can do with a frenzy always on any team. I like frenzy a bit. And then I think he needs to feed one more touchdown to his blitzer. That's 3 out of 6.
Yeah. Give him tackle.
Yeah, he needs tackle, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to take more Mighty Blow.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Because I would have skipped Pylon for tackle, but he wants to palm stuff. And I'm going to let him do that, because it's winning him some games. So, the good news is, this team is about on the cusp of getting 2 more Tomb Guardian or 2 more Tomb Guardian levels, not touchdowns. Levels.
Mm-hmm.
So, he can get more guard, he can pick up a stand firm if he wants, he can hopefully roll a block. Hopefully it's not like Gengar where you just roll all normals on him and you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Then maybe even a break tackle one. It definitely wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'd say so. You could break tackle on that strength 6 guy.
Yep, just dive into cages. So, he's doing pretty good for this season. Moving on. We only got AIs, so gonna look at the... Oh, we already did look at the leaderboard. I think that was it. So, how do you feel about these divisions, and what do you want to say to your other counterparts out here?
5A, it's nice. It's exciting to see the Legendary Edition teams getting involved, and it'd be nice seeing where they go next season and what they'll do when they get into playoffs too. Especially the Elven Union, if they get in there, that'd be pretty neat. Just to have a little LE representation. Division 4 has just been exciting all the way through. A lot of teams just kind of trying to claw their way up to that, at least the Division 3 spot, and we've thinned out a little bit more for who can make it and who can't, but it's been a nice, fun season, I'd say.
Yeah. And anything you want to say to, either the division leaders or, like death threats, anything of that sort of type?
Well, I hope JJ's catchers all get killed in playoffs. That's mostly what I have to say. I hope the Cash Crew Part 2.
Or in his game today.
Or in his game today. Right, oh, yeah, it's probably going on right now. Yeah, hope he takes some hits.
So, thanks all for watching. This has been our Week 12, or 11 and 12 recap. And thanks for coming on again, man.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Yep. So, have a good one, guys. See you on the pitch.
See ya.